I see
Mayor,
Trustee Elson has joined us. We'll give it another couple minutes unless you heard something different.
no, I have messaged everyone reminding them that it was starting at noon today.
Okay. I see Trustee Williams has joined us. Okay. Well, we will get started then. I will call the Friday, February 16th Special Board of Trustees meeting to order. Can we have the roll, please, Clerk Beskett?
Yes, Mayor Rogan,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Farrell,
Present.
Trustee Elton,
Present.
Trustee Dottie, Trustee Edding, Trustee Delman,
Present.
and Trustee Williams.
Present.
If you can, Trustee Delman, no worries, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge
I
allegiance
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. We'll take a short reflective moment of silence. Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second.
Any discussion? Okay. All in favor, please signify by raising your hand.
and that motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Is there now a motion to adjourn as the Board of Trustees and convene as the Board of Ethics?
I motion to not be the Board of Trustees and be the Board of Ethics.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
And the motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for making time to meet today. I'll apologize in advance. I'm coming down with something, so I'm going to do my best here. So I'm going to provide an overview of why we're here today, and then I will ask Administrator Simonson and Attorney Dittman if they have anything to add. Following that, I'll ask Mayor Pro Tem Farrell if she would like to make a statement. So on Tuesday morning, it was brought to my attention that at the previous evening's Public Planning Commission PCDC workshop, staff shared detailed information regarding IGA negotiations from the Board of Trustees executive session. Mayor Pro Tem was in attendance as the liaison, and she did not attempt to stop the information from being shared or discussed. So the issue at hand is whether this constitutes a violation of our ethics policy. I will say that I do not believe there was or is any ill intent, and that rather this appears to have been an unfortunate lapse in judgment on the part of Planner Bowen, Mayor Pro Tem, and the PCDC. So the question before us today as the Board of Ethics is whether we would like to direct the attorney to open an investigation and to have a hearing. We are not obligated to do so. So with that, I'll ask Attorney Dittman and then Administrator Simonson if they have anything they would like to add.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Rogan. Just a couple procedural notes. First that clarifying or confirming that the Board of Ethics is enabled pursuant to Section 7 of our Ethics Code to initiate a proceeding on its own volition doesn't require a verified complaint. Although typically we see a verified complaint initiate these proceedings, the Board of Ethics is allowed to submit its own complaint on its own if it so wishes to do so. So really today, the decision is whether to initiate that process to submit that written complaint, which would start the investigation and commence the formal hearing process. Second, to cite the specific ethical standard, which is in question here today, there's a couple that are in play, but I think the one that's most appropriate to look at is 5A1, which requires town officers to maintain the confidentiality of any information deemed to be confidential under federal, state, or local law, including but not limited to information discussed in duly called executive sessions held by the Board of Trustees. Confidentiality also appears elsewhere in the code concerning the conduct of general town officers, which includes that town officers should not knowingly disclose information which he or she knows or reasonably should know as confidential information. And number 9 of the standards of conduct, which is town officers should not knowingly use or disclose confidential information given the course or by reason of his or her official position, which has not been made public. So those are, some of the provisions which may be applicable here.
Thank you. I'll note that we appear to have lost Trustee Elson. Oh, there he is joining us again. Great. Thank you, Attorney Dittman. Administrator Simonson? You're muted.
Thank you. I also want to acknowledge that the background on this concern is because our new planner, Andrew Bowen, who's here, admittedly disclosed information at an executive session and was not, I fully believe that it was not with any malintent whatsoever. It was in response to wanting an update on IGA negotiations, and he did so. But since this board does not direct what happens with employees underneath the administrator, I want to reassure you that I am taking disciplinary action and will continue to do so based on the result of this with Mr. Bowen. And he has fully accepted responsibility and fully understands the policy as well as procedures that need to follow moving forward.
Thank you very much. Mayor Pro Tem, is there a statement you'd like to make?
Yes, please. So as Mayor Pro Tem and liaison to the PCDC, I attended a regularly scheduled PCDC workshop on Monday, February 12th. During the meeting, we discussed the Lions IGA with Boulder County, and as the discussion progressed and slides were shared, I knew they contained executive information not to be shared publicly. I went back and forth in my mind, but regrettably, I did not take proper actions to discontinue the discussion immediately. I made the mistake, and I take full responsibility for my inaction, and I'm deeply sorry for any harm that this may have caused the Lions IGA relationship with Boulder County. I take great pride in the 6 years as an active member of the Town of Lions Board and 2 important commissions. I have always conducted myself in a professional and ethical manner, and I believe that my reputation speaks for itself. If the board deems it necessary, I will step down as liaison to the PCDC for the remainder of my term. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, deeply appreciated. Are there questions for Administrator Simonson or Attorney Dittman or myself at this time? No. Okay. So the question at hand then is, let's have a discussion about whether we would like to open this as a formal ethics investigation or whether we believe that Mayor Pro Tem's heartfelt apology is sufficient, or whether there's any other action the Board of Ethics would like to take. So because we're on Zoom and it's hard to get in line here, I'll start with Trustee Williams, if you don't mind, your thoughts.
You're muted.
Trustee Williams.
This is unfortunate, of course, that this occurred. I understand with our new planner coming in from a different state, that this was in fact an honest mistake. But of course, it is going to have to accept responsibility for that. And I know that that is not our realm, that is the realm of the administrator. I don't know anyone on our Board of Trustees in the time I have been on it who is more self-conscious about the work they do than Jocelyn Farrell. And I'm a little bit surprised, I suppose, that she recognized that it was information that was being shared that had been considered in executive session. I also know that her heart is always turned toward the right. And so she was thinking back and forth about what needed to be done. I'm sure she was thinking about how to approach it with our planner, as well as how to be responsible in her role. And while I think it is a lapse in judgment, it is one that I certainly understand, might well have made myself, and do not feel that it's appropriate for any kind of formal inquiry to be opened, nor would I be willing to accept her resignation or from the PCDC liaisonship for the remainder of her term. It's unfortunate, but to me, this is what's appropriate here is a good dose of grace.
Thank you very much, Trustee Williams. Trustee Elson?
Nope, and I concur. I could see, to be honest, myself making the same mistake. It's hard when you're in a conversation to know what you can and can talk about. It's hard to put on the brakes. And the same thing I could see the planners knew. I could see this issue happening, and same thing. I see no Mayor Pro Tem Farrell is always, from what I've seen, done the right thing for the town. So I see no reason to go forward.
Thank you. Trustee Delman?
I completely agree. I think with Planner Bowen being new, that it was certainly an honest mistake. And Mayor Pro Tem Farrell, I'm sure there was no ill intent and an honest mistake as well. And I can see that kind of thing happening. And I don't think there should be any punishment or anything moving forward.
Thank you, Trustee Delman. I concur, and something that I would like to see, that I know Administrator Simonson and I have talked about, is I think we all need a refresher course. When I hear folks saying I could have made the same mistake, let's have a refresher course for all of us so that that mistake does not occur again. And that would include the PCDC as well. And I believe all boards and commissions. I think it's pretty important that we do that just as soon as we can. And I thank you all. I think Mayor Pro Tem Farrell, it gives me absolutely no pleasure to have called this meeting. And in the spirit of transparency and the right thing, it was the right thing to do pursuant to our ethics policy. So I appreciate all your time. I'll ask Administrator Simonson or Attorney Dittman if there's anything you would like to add.
Nothing to add. Are we clear on the procedure for concluding this meeting, I guess, which would be to adjourn as the Board of Ethics, reconvene as the Board of Trustees, and adjourn as the Board of Trustees. So
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes.
And
Is there-
the only other comment I have is I do want to reassure folks that, although there had been some initial training, with, Planner Bowen, it certainly had not been through the Planning Commission or the CML training or anything yet regarding, open meeting laws. There had just been basic communications regarding that. So I just want to reassure everyone that we will also have, my department heads and main, board liaisons attend that training as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, is there a motion to adjourn as the Board of Ethics and reconvene as the Board of Trustees?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, I'll call for the vote.
And that motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn this special meeting?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you. Okay, any discussion? Okay, all for the vote to adjourn.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. We're adjourned, everybody. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.